Hey everyone, and welcome. So, you're seeing all the headlines about AI, you're hearing the buzz, and you're probably wondering, okay, where do I fit into all this? Well, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to dive into a super practical guide to make AI work for you. No technical jargon, I promise. And let's be honest, it's totally normal to feel a bit of both, right? On one hand, it's exciting, but on the other, you hear all this stuff about robots taking jobs, and it can be pretty overwhelming. You might even be asking yourself, am I already falling behind? Here's the good news. You're not. Not even close. Now this quote right here is the single most important mindset shift you can make. It changes everything. See, AI isn't your competition. The real competition is the person in your field who learns how to use these tools to become faster, smarter, and more creative. Our goal today is to make you that person. So let's kick things off by just completely reframing how we look at AI. In this first part, we're going to pull back the curtain and see it for what it truly is. Not some scary monster, but one of the most incredible tools we've ever had. Okay, forget the sci-fi movies for a second. At its heart, modern AI is basically a super advanced prediction machine. And I love this analogy. Think of it like a calculator. A calculator takes numbers and math rules and gives you the right answer instantly, right? Well, AI does the same thing, but for words, for ideas, for images, for patterns. It's like a calculator for creativity. So really, it's all about shifting your perspective from that column on the left to the one on the right. AI is not here to replace your job, it's here to multiply your existing skills. It's not some complicated thing just for coders, it's a personal assistant for, well, for everyone. All right, so AI is a tool. We've got that, but which one? There are literally thousands of them out there, and it's so easy to get completely paralyzed. So in this next part, we're going to talk about the secret to learning this stuff without all the overwhelm. And here it is. This is the big secret. Please do not try to learn AI. That's like saying you want to learn the internet. It's just too big. Instead, ask yourself this one simple question. What's the most annoying, tedious part of my job? Then just go find one tool that helps solve that one specific problem. That's it. That's the whole game. And you have to have the right mindset when you start. This quote just nails it. Think of any AI tool like a brand new intern. They're super smart, they're incredibly fast, but they need crystal clear instructions. So if you get a bad result, the tool isn't broken. You just need to be a better manager. Your real skill becomes learning how to ask, how to direct, and how to communicate clearly. Okay, let's roll up our sleeves and get practical. It's time to actually build your toolkit. In this section, we're going to do a quick tour of 3 main categories of AI tools that you can start using like today and see an immediate difference. First up, the big one, writing tools like ChatGPT. This is your starting point. You can use it for anything. Staring at a blank page trying to write a tricky email? Let it draft it for you. Need to understand a 10-page report in 2 minutes? Ask it to summarize. That example at the bottom is perfect. A business owner takes a few messy bullet points and gets a fully written professional newsletter in 15 minutes. That's a game changer. Next, let's talk design. And no, you do not need to be a Photoshop wizard anymore. Tools like Canva AI have these incredible features like Magic Edit. So imagine you're a cafe owner, right? You take a great photo of a latte, but the table behind it is a total mess. Well, with one click, you can literally erase that background and replace it with a beautiful, clean one. Just like that. And third, productivity. This is where AI basically clones you to do all the boring administrative stuff. A tool like Otter AI is amazing. It can actually join your Zoom meetings for you, transcribe the entire conversation as it happens, and then get this, it writes a perfect summary with all the key takeaways and action items. You might never have to take meeting notes again. Just think about that for a second. Now, using one of these tools is fantastic, but the real pro-level magic happens when you start combining them. This is a concept we call an AI stack. It's like creating your own little automated workflow, passing a project from one specialized tool to the next. Let me show you what I mean with a real-world example. A content creator could use ChatGPT just to brainstorm a bunch of raw ideas. Then they take their favorite idea over to a different tool, like Claude, to write a more polished script. From there, they generate a super realistic voiceover with 11 Labs, create stunning images with Midjourney, and then use Descript to edit the whole thing together. You see? Each tool is a specialist, and together they form an incredible creative assembly line. And that brings us to this formula, which is everything. You hear people talking about getting a 10x boost in productivity with AI. This is how. But notice, AI is a multiplier. It amplifies what's already there. And this is so important. If your skill at something is 0, well, 0 times a million is still 0. But if you're a good writer, AI can make you a great one. If you're a decent strategist, AI can make you a phenomenal one. It all starts with your human skill. So, the big question, how do you actually start? We've talked a lot about what these tools are and why they matter, but this final section is where the rubber meets the road. This is your actionable, step-by-step plan to go from feeling curious to feeling confident in just 1 month. And the key here is don't try to learn it all at once. Just follow this plan. For the first 5 days, just commit to using a writing tool for one small task every day. That's it. Maybe an email or a recipe. Then, the next week, try replacing Google with an AI search tool. Then you move on to design. Then productivity. And by that final week, you'll be ready to tackle a small personal project where you combine 2 or more tools. This is how you build a real habit, not a headache. And let's end on this thought, because it really is the core message of everything we've talked about today. These tools are not a substitute for your brain. They are a powerful extension of it. Their job is to handle the grunt work so that your brain is freed up to do what it does best, the creative, strategic thinking that only a human can do. So, the only question left is the one right there on your screen. You've seen what's possible, you have a plan, you've got the right mindset. Now it's time to stop just learning about it and start doing it. So what problem are you going to solve first? What will you build?